Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a bonus reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. This is my gift to you because you guys are some of my highest viewers consistently, and I just want to say that I love you and thank you so much for all the love and support that you show this channel. This is going to be a Pluto in retrograde bonus reading for you. I do apologize. I'm a little bit shaky today. I'm not sure why, but if you hear my voice tremoring, I'm not sure exactly why that is. But Pluto in retrograde is from April 25th until October 4th, and it's in Capricorn, which is not exactly one of its favorite places to be. Jupiter is also conjunct Pluto, which makes it's going to make all of us a little bit more focused and more driven. Its most positive manifestation is extremely good fortune, generosity, transformational change, and spiritual evolution. Now, this Jupiter-Pluto conjunct is square Mercury, which really is going to increase our fear of death, and we're going to see that especially in correlation to the coronavirus. And it also can cause extreme, ruthless, and obsessive thoughts and words, selfishness, greed, jealousy, nationalism, racism, victimization, and even revenge. You may see some of these things coming up in the world, on the world stage with government officials, governments, people. Okay, but you might also find yourself feeling some of these or going through some of this. And as you guys know, Pluto is ruled by, or is scorpionic energy. It's all about digging and mystery and doing a lot of shadow work as well. So if you feel that you yourself are, you're finding yourself, anchored in fears, or you're feeling ruthless or obsessive. If you even see that you're being greedy or selfish for a particular reason, it's really important to do the shadow work. And Pluto in retrograde is really giving you the time to look through all of that and to do that work. Okay. Mercury square Jupiter and Pluto is also linked to respiratory problems in the lungs, so it's no real shock that this does relate to COVID-19. Mercury also rules the hands and the spread of diseases, and so you're going to really see that, the importance of washing your hands and taking care of your hands so as not to spread the disease. Also, we're going to see, Pluto retrograde is going to be testing our faith, making it harder to understand that death is just a transition, okay? And whether that's physical death or whether that's, the ending of a relationship or whether that's an ending of a cycle in your life, okay, that it's just a transition and it's one of the most natural things that we'll go through. We're going to see also a lot of issues with governments and with secrecy and with control coming up at this time. And remember, this is a good period of time. It's from April until October. Okay. And the best way to deal with Pluto in retrograde is just to get your information from really trusted sources. Don't spread misinformation. Act morally and ethically. Be kind and generous. All of this is really going to help you not only evolve spiritually and increase your chance for material growth and happiness, but also just to be successful in general. I do want to stress, that Jupiter conjunct Pluto can have really positive outcomes, good fortune. Okay, so that means in the material world too. So Scorpios, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into your reading. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different spread for you. This is going to be, our Pluto in retrograde spread, and I'm using the Santa Muerte tarot deck for you. So let's go ahead and invite spirit, angels, ancestors, loved ones who have passed, and spirit guides to this space to deliver the messages that we need to hear for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. And as many of you guys may know, my moon is in Scorpio, so I'm right along here with you in this reading. And again, I do apologize. I don't know why. I feel fine. I just feel a little bit shaky today. So if you see my hands shaking, just ignore it or pretend it's the camera. All right, messages for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs for this Pluto in retrograde. April 25th through October 4th, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Okay. Not surprised. Hanged Man energy, the Chariot, the Ten of Swords. Six of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, yummy. And you get the Four of Wands. Okay, Scorpio, your overall energy for this reading is the Queen of Pentacles. I love the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and I especially love her in this deck. She is not afraid to roll up her sleeves, get her hands dirty, get out in the garden, or help you build that house. She is Mother Earth. She's nurturing, she's caring, she's loving. But sometimes she needs a reminder that she needs to take care of herself before all others, because she has a tendency to sort of take in, broken birds, take in orphans. Now, this may be you. Maybe you rescue animals. Maybe you have a tendency to, take people under your wing, whether this is at work or, literally adopt people, help people along. But you do have to really be careful, Scorpio, that you're not doing it to your detriment, that you're not spreading yourself too thin, that you do take care of number one. Okay, very maternal energy, feminine energy. Remember, don't get caught up with the gender on these cards. I love the fact that she's willing to get out there, climb this ladder, check on her harvest, check on her investments, on her own. She's not delegating. She's getting out there and doing it, work in the fields or, out in the trenches, so to speak. Beautiful energy. Now, Scorpio, the first card out is, what is this retrograde going to bring into your life? Now, the Hanged Man is Piscean energy. It's Neptunian energy. This can be all about illusions, smoke and mirrors, things getting really confusing. But it can also be about dreams and the dream state and the importance of paying attention to your dreams at this time. The Hanged Man is also about a sacrifice. So it's really important for you to really take stock of the situation before you sacrifice yourself. This is interesting because this is really coming up with the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is willing to sacrifice herself for the greater good, take care of others. But Spirit is saying, before you jump into any sort of self-sacrifice, please pull back, step back, and make sure that you are okay to do this. Okay, because if we are making sacrifices that are no good for us, then we can no longer continue to take care of others. Now, the second card out is, what aspect of your life is going to be mostly affected? Well, here you have the Chariot card. This is Cancer energy. Some of you might be dealing with a Cancer. Some of you might have Cancer in your chart. But others of you, this has to do with travel. It has to do with movement. It has to do with success. So for some of you, this is, it's all about traveling, whether that's traveling for work, traveling for love, relocating. For some of you, it's astral projections. It might be dream walking, okay, right next to the Hanged Man energy. I'm getting this could be some of you are doing a lot of traveling, meeting each other in the 5D. The Chariot card is all about your strength and your maturity. The Chariot is using their will. The Charioteer is using his or her will to get two beasts to move in the direction that the Chariot wants them to move in. And then once they figure out which direction they want to go, everything happens very quickly. This is a very, very powerful card. And car. I was thinking of cars and trucks. Something having to do with movement and actual physical travel here is going to be, obviously we're all affected by this, right? But, during COVID-19, not being able to travel or having lots of restrictions on travel. Okay, but I do feel like it's bigger than that and more specific to you, some sort of travel, movement, success. The Charioteer is also a warrior. And this card, you can't see it as much, but the charioteer is also, if you go back to, ancient Rome, or you go back to when people actually used chariots, they had to be very creative as to how two chariots would fight each other, because they can't hit head on. They'd have to figure out a way to come up alongside each other and battle that way. And that was the only way to fight. So it's also all about being a creative problem solver, finding solutions, creative solutions to your problems. Maybe not so not such conventional solutions to your problems, finding your way around it. And chariot is represented by Cancer, or vice versa. And the crab is never really quite direct either. Crabs move back and forth, right? And it seems like they're going somewhere aimlessly, but it's not actually true. There's a method to their madness. They know where they're going. They just don't go there directly. Okay. Now, the third card out is how you can minimize any negative energies or results from this Pluto retrograde. The Ten of Swords, beautiful. This is an ending. There's an ending that's taking place, and it's going to bring a very powerful new beginning. But it's ended. It's over. Okay, and accepting that ending. And again, like we were talking about with Pluto in retrograde, understanding that endings and death are natural transitions. So whatever this situation is, it's being reinforced by spirit that is going to end. You need to go with it. See the beauty in starting something new, even though it may not be easy. Okay. The next card out is what lessons that need to be learned during this period. This is the Six of Pentacles. And I love the Six of Pentacles. It's one of my favorite cards. Sixes for me are about love, and they're about, it's a very Venusian number for me. And that can be Taurus and Libra energy, but it can also be, Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn is all about learning how to give and receive love. And it's also all about giving and receiving, finding balance. So for some of you, it's about finding balance. You may have been in a situation that was just completely imbalanced. There was no equilibrium. And that's sort of the message I got with the Queen of Pentacles, who's so loving and so nurturing. It's really important to ask you, like, where have you been overgiving? Or where might you guys have been receiving and not giving enough back? Okay. Because we're all guilty of that. Nobody's perfect, and having a good hard look at that. And Pluto retrograde is really going to give you that time and give you that sort of impetus to search, to dig, to get deep, dark, dirty. You guys are Scorpios. You guys are into this. This comes easy to Scorpio energy, right? And we also have the Scorpio full moon, okay, which is a whole other story, but that's also going to come into play with this as well. Now, what part of your past that you need to reflect on in order to heal and to help you out in this journey? Well, here we have the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is about love. This is also about seeing where, again, this is the energy I was picking up on, this Queen of Pentacles. I feel like this is your energy, definitely. Or maybe some of you are dealing with, an earth sign, but needing to refill your cup. Okay, needing to find balance. Okay, an equal exchange of love, time, energy, money, resources. There may have been a new beginning in love. Again, it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be a reunion with, a family member. It could be with a pet. It could be with your job. It could be your creative hobbies, your passions. Okay, but really needing to sort of reevaluate and also step into the energy of optimism and stepping into the energy of a new love and what that feels like, because this is going to be really important, sort of propelling you through this journey over pretty much the rest of 2020. Okay, and it's a beautiful sign. I mean, this is balance, and for some of you, it could be that there's someone or something coming into your life that's going to bring you balance, whether that's in your health, whether that's in finances, wealth, abundance. And remember, abundance means different things to different people. And for some of you, it will be in romance. Okay. But there's an ending that sort of needs to come first, or that you need to come to terms with. And you need to see it as a necessary part of this journey. Now, your projected outcome of Pluto retrograde, this is the Four of Wands. Now, for some of you, this is definitely a marriage, or this is a union. So if you guys have consulted this reading and in the back of your mind, or maybe even not, maybe right in front, dead and center, it's about love. It's about love, twin flames, soulmates. The Four of Wands is marriage. The Four of Wands is a contract. The Four of Wands is my 1111 card. Okay, and we have, you might have been looking at the clock at 1:11, 11:10. You might just be seeing 111 all over the place. You know, the other day I was going through a walk, and I was going for a walk through a neighborhood. It was so weird. I've walked past this house a bunch of times, but they had just put up a sign, and I wasn't looking at the house. I had my headphones on. I was listening, and I had something called me to get to look up. And I looked up and I saw this sign, and it was 111. That sign was brand new. It was totally weird because it's on a weird part of the house, but I know that I was meant to see that. Okay, so you might be seeing those numbers. It's important to pay attention to your thoughts when you do see those repeating numbers or those signs and those synchronicities, because it's a really good indicator that you are on the right path. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pull some Heal Yourself reading cards. I find these to be extremely powerful cards. What additional messages do we have for Scorpio for this Pluto retrograde reading? The first one is procrastination. And the next card here is take off your mask. Look at that. We have another number 11. So we have the Four of Wands, which is my 1111 card, the Ace, which is a 1. Here we have 11. Wow. Okay. So in Spirit, sorry, is asking me to go back to this 1111 card. The Four of Wands is next to the Sun card, one of the happiest cards in the deck. And it is about, being really grateful for everything that you have. It's about optimism. It's about celebration. Don't forget that the Four of Wands comes after the Three of Wands, which is success, waiting for your ships to come in. The Four of Wands, the ships have come in. Now you're celebrating, you're partying, you're joining up with like-minded souls, family, friends, what have you, to celebrate. Whether it's a union of two people, two souls, or whether it's a celebration of, a business getting off the ground, or whatever it might be. So the first card from the Healing Yourself reading cards that comes out is procrastination. And this card says that you're being called to action. Okay, it's time to take action, Scorpio. There have been important tasks that you have delayed, and we can see that with this Hanged Man energy. Okay, so the Hanged Man is might speak to this procrastination, and then we have movement next to it with the Chariot. So there's going to be a need to really get things going. Some of you might have been procrastinating about an ending. Okay, worried about the outcome, not wanting to speed up the ending of a relationship or the end of a job or something like that. Even if it's something that you don't want to do, like cleaning the house, paying the bills, looking for a job, losing weight, doing your taxes, studying, now's the time to take responsibility and move forward. The point of power is always in the present. This card is showing you that there's an urgency for you to take action. If you're putting off something that is meaningful to you and doubting whether you can do it, the message is to have courage to face your fears and do what you love. What is the worst thing that can happen? You make a mistake. Even if you do, you will learn. Yeah, and we really do get that courage from the Charioteer. Okay, we see that energy coming in, and it may bring about an ending that you're not looking forward to, but it's going to be really good for you in the end. It needs to happen. Spirit is now saying to take off your masks. You can't get the love and attention you're craving by pretending to be someone you're not. And I feel like that's what this energy here is, that procrastination. You're not, I feel like there's some sort of authenticity that's missing, either in this relationship, or you might be, again, I'm getting for some of you, you might be in a relationship that you feel like it's sort of run its course, but you're comfortable, or again, you're worried about the reaction that the other person or the establishment is going to have in you leaving or you bringing about this ending. Now, it's not all romantic, okay? These contracts can be verbal or written contracts. They could just be things that are understood. So again, it could be that you're leaving a job that you kind of just don't see any more growth. It could be that you're forced out of it, okay? And now's the time to take that action to do it. Could be a relationship. Okay, it could be many different things. Why are you so frightened to be honest with yourself and others? Do you feel that you will lose friends and opportunities by showing others your imperfections, fears, and vulnerabilities? Are you constantly doing things to please others, even if doing this does not work for you? And again, that was the energy of this Queen of Pentacles, taking care of everybody else, pleasing everybody else, but then not really taking care of number one. This card indicates that you need time to get to know yourself and what is important in your life. You will know that you are evolving when other people's judgments of you no longer impact you. Yeah, that's beautiful energy, huh? If you have an incredible talent, believe in yourself. Don't hide your greatness because others feel envious or resentful. Remember, every great leader had people who loved them and believed in them, as well as those who doubted and disliked them. Yeah, some of you might be worried about being successful because you're worried about making your partner or somebody else feel bad. That's interesting. But, we're human and it happens. Okay. Additional messages for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Frog Spirit, clear out the clutter. 28 breaks down to a 10. That's nice energy. You've got 2 10s. This is a completion. This is trimming the fat. Okay, this is what this Queen of Pentacles energy needs. She might have taken on too much responsibility. She might have been dumped with too much responsibility. And in an effort to please others or to be nice, okay, she may have taken on too much. And it's time to sort of trim the fat. Get things in perspective. The charioteer can't be successful if he or she is weighed down. Okay, if the chariot is too heavy, full of other people's baggage, other people's responsibilities, people who aren't pulling their weight. Okay, the next card out is Owl Spirit. You see clearly now. Yeah, so with this ending, this 10 of Swords is going to get a lot of clarity. Okay. You're going to see a lot of clarity coming in with this ending. Okay. Let's go ahead and see what additional messages we have for Scorpio for this Pluto retrograde period. And owls are all about wisdom, trusting your own inner wisdom. Look at that, denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Some of you might have been in denial here about the reality of this situation. All right. And deep down, and it's okay. And I hope it doesn't trigger anybody when I say this, but somebody may have been really afraid, okay? Afraid to move, afraid to do something, afraid to tell someone no. For some of you, I do feel like you're dealing with somebody who's like a fire energy, or somebody who may have sort of like an extreme reaction to you leaving or ending this relationship or this job or partnership, okay, or whatever change this is that you're going to make. I feel like some of us are afraid of if we're successful, how that's going to impact negatively others, which is just, it's an icky energy I'm picking up on. And it's something that's not going to be easy to move through, but you have to. And now remember, this isn't going to be for all of you, okay? It doesn't necessarily mean that you're all in that situation. But we will be starting to see things very clearly. Owl energy is also really telling, our spirit saying there's something about Athena here that's really important. If any of you are into Greek mythology, or maybe have been reading or listening about Athena recently, okay, I'm getting that that's really important. And also, with wisdom, it's also getting really clear, cutting through illusions, smoke and mirrors, getting to the heart of the matter, seeing things really clearly. And I think you're going to really see that something here is unbalanced. Like, it's weird. I keep getting this feeling like somebody's been gaslighting you, or somebody has been telling you something, making you believe that, I don't know, just confusing you. Okay, and that's like also this frog spirit clearing out the clutter. Like, I'm getting it's like maybe they bombard you with like words. Maybe when you have an argument, really sort of narcissistic behavior is like when you tell someone, something, I'm sorry, I don't like this. or this hurt my feelings. And then they sort of like twist it around and roll it around. And then all of a sudden you're not talking about that at all. And they've turned it around, and that initial question or issue that you raised isn't quite addressed. And I feel like that's what's sort of happening here. There's like some sort of weird manipulation is what I'm picking up on. Okay, but you're gonna get through it. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be that example that I gave you, but this hanged man energy and this procrastination, I'm getting over here on this side. You know, and I feel like you're exhausted. You've been trying to help in this situation. You've been caring and loving and giving. Yep, and it's time to, maybe you have to do, you do have to make a sacrifice. But you need to make this sacrifice to move forward. Okay, and it's not sacrificing yourself so that you can give this person more or make this person happy. It's about making a sacrifice so that this cycle comes to an end, okay, and that things become more balanced, and so that you can refill your cup. Okay, whether that's emotionally, financially, your resources, maybe it's just hanging out with friends, but just sort of feeling that happiness and feeling like you have the energy, that you used to have. And then you get discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Yeah, you definitely can. And we see that here with this Chariot energy. So you can do anything. And I think you know that. At the bottom of the deck, freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. A situation or a person, I feel like, has either made you believe that you're not strong enough to do this, or you have fallen into a mindset of, I can't live without this, or I'll never be successful, like a sense of self-sabotage. Okay, now take it how it resonates. Also, don't take it as me as accusing you, my Scorpios. I love you. Remember, this reading is also for me. But yeah, but this is just a reminder that, you, and this Ace of Cups, and this is what part of my past do I need to reflect on? You've done this before. You can do this. This is a major blessing. The Ace of Cups is, this is beautiful. This is unconditional love. You have what it takes, but you need to acknowledge that, and that there's no failure. Okay, it's just awareness, it's education. That's what you gain from a situation. You are not your losses, you are not your disappointments, you are not your mistakes. And don't let anybody tell you differently. Because I'm picking up on some of you, there's somebody that doesn't want you to move on, or doesn't, maybe it's I don't know if they don't want your success, but I feel like you don't want, your success is somehow, in a twisted way, you feel like your success, or they have made you feel this way, that your success is going to hurt them or others. And that's just not true. Okay? That's smoke and mirrors. That's manipulation. And I'm sorry if this is getting quite specific, but, this is the message I'm really picking up on. We all make our own choices. And yes, some of our actions affect others, but ultimately, if you're dealing with a person who doesn't want to see you succeed, because they're not successful, but you have to remember that you can only control you, and they've made their decisions, okay, if that makes any sense. All right, final message for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. This is from the Goddesses and Sirens deck by Stacey DeMarco. Ooh, wow. Valkyrie's Redemption. Scorpio, just take in that card. The Valkyries. All right, it's never too late to change. Regret is useless. Forgiveness may be necessary. Bravery is valuable. Look at that. Woof. It is said that near death, our whole lives flash before our eyes, right? And the death card in the tarot is my dear Scorpios, so this couldn't be better. For Viking warriors on the battlefield, what flashed before their eyes was most likely a beautiful yet terrible winged woman, often on a mighty flying horse, eyes flashing, singing a song of blood and glory. The Valkyries were the choosers of the slain and were present at every battle of the Norse. While they had various names, such as battle maidens and shield maidens. Their primary service was to select the most worthy and bravest of the dead warriors and take them to reside with Odin in Valhalla. Early descriptions of the Valkyries described them like Odin's ravens, black and terrible, screaming their way across the skies on wild horses dripping in blood. Later, they became much more beautiful and benevolent, still powerful, yet almost a kind of reward for supreme bravery and dying for one's tribe. Valkyrie energy is wild, but also offers redemption and relief from the weariness of battle. Most of these days are not in physical combat situations, but life may certainly feel like a daily battle at times. Sometimes getting through a long day full of tests or presentations, feeling outcast, or even just being in a fight with those closest to us can make it feel like we've survived a battle. The Valkyrie's power and wildness urge us to exhibit courage in our lives and to release ourselves from the bonds of regret, important lessons to learn. When our days seem to be tougher than usual for whatever reason, the Valkyries encourage us to feel our own inner power, to be proud of it, and to act courageous in how we handle it. The Valkyries also remind us about the power of forgiveness and how important it is that we do not carry any grudges. Whoa. You guys, I'm going to leave it there for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I just want to thank you guys for all the love and support that you show this channel. Scorpios are consistently one of my highest viewers, so this is my way of saying thank you. I love you. I hope you have an absolutely beautiful day. Take care.